So where are you from?
I'm from Afghanistan.
Afghanistan? And how long have you been here in the States?
2.5 years.
2.5 years. You speak very good English.
Thank you.
Did you learn it here, or did you learn some in
No, back
Afghanistan?
home country.
Okay, good, excellent, very good. From your perspective, describe in some words the social circumstances that push you away from your home.
Actually, the main issue in Afghanistan is the war. You know that it's more than 30 or 40 years that there has been the war, the internal war, and also the outside war that is in Afghanistan, the poverty, the illiteracy, they are the main problems, and also the violence against women in Afghanistan. This is the big issue. But the most important thing is that when especially women work with foreign companies like American Army or maybe with the German Army, they work as an interpreter or maybe as a project staff. When they work there, so the idea of the people is against them. They say that they are women, they are working with foreigners, so somehow everybody, not in the cities maybe, we cannot say everybody, but most of the people, they see people with disrespect. They say that they didn't respect our culture, these women didn't respect our religion, so that's why they are working with foreign countries. So most of the people, not just men and women, when they were working with other countries like USAID projects or German projects, they didn't have good life there. However, they had financially they had good life, but they were treated by the opposite groups that you have to leave your job, otherwise we will kill you, we will kidnap your family and these things. So this was the main problems that we have to leave our family, our country, our jobs and everything.
Got it. Okay, cool. The other question I have is, what do you think most, if not all, refugees have in common that most people don't know or don't recognize?
In my point of view, when people want to leave their countries or their homes to migrate to another country, they think that our life will be good there. We will have a very fashionable life, a very calm life, these things. But when people came to the other countries, maybe like United States or maybe like Germany or other places, it's a shock for people, because what they thought, what they dreamed about the foreign, about outside of their countries, and what is in the reality, it's a big difference. It's a big difference, believe me. From other countries, they didn't think about this before leaving their countries. Maybe some of the people, if they knew, however their life was threatened, they wouldn't leave their country.
Good. Excellent. So for you, what do you think is the hardest thing to leave behind?
My identity.
Okay. Could you explain a little bit more about that?
Yeah. I was working there, to let you know, when I was in high school, when I finished my high school, it was during the Taliban regime. You know about Taliban, that
yes.
they captured Afghanistan. On that
Correct.
time, I was in my 12th grade in high school. I didn't pass my final exam, so I started teaching children, girls, boys in my home as a home school. I was teaching them English, math, dairy, and other subjects. So everybody in my area, they were recognizing me as a teacher. They were respecting me. After 2.5 years, it was finished, and I started my college. I have been graduated from English literature in Afghanistan. On that time, I started English language in a private educational center. I was learning English there. When I moved to the advanced class, I started teaching other students. So I taught there about 3 years. And most of my students were doctors, engineers, teachers, other people. So they knew me as a teacher. And when I graduated from college, I taught. And I was a lecturer in the university for 6 months as a volunteer lecturer, and most of the people knew me. So there were a respect for me, people knew me, and when I was walking in the streets in my city, especially in my city, most of my students they had the shops, they were greeting me, they were respecting me, and these things. Then I started working with many national and international organizations. There was an association called Women Rights Organization. I was working with women there, and most of the women knew me as a defender of women's rights. And then I started to work with Save the Children, with kids, with schools. And there I was working as I was lobbying for kids or children's rights. And so it was identity for me among the kids, among the women. And finally, I started working with some international organizations who were working with governmental officials, with municipalities all over Afghanistan. I was in charge in north part of Afghanistan and 9 provinces. So here also the municipal officials, the government officials, they were recognizing me as a person who were working to help people and to build capacity of municipal officials. So it was a good recognition, identity for me. But when I came here, I lost everything. I know it's a peaceful country here, but I lost everything. I have to start from beginning. So
I understand. Trust me, because my mom.
It's very difficult.
I understand. My mom had a very similar situation back in Colombia, and when we moved here, she basically cleaned houses for 14 years.
It has been 2.5 years that I am jobless here because I have lower back pain. I cannot work in companies standing up.
Correct.
So I lost my career I worked about 10 years, about 13 years. I worked with organizations. The same as my husband.
Yeah.
He was graduated from, he has 2 diplomas, one from pharmacy and the other from political science.
Gotcha.
And he was working in finance and admin position. He was also in charge of the zoo for 9 provinces. But now he's working as a packaging person here. So it's very hard for us.
I understand. Believe me, I understand because I have personal connections to that as well. So, what has been the biggest frustration or disappointment?
Yeah, losing our identity, being away from our families, being away from our friends. And the most important thing is to start from zero here. When we were in our country, we had friends, they said that you have to start from zero. We said, we have to start from zero? What does it mean? But when we came here, we know what does that zero means for us.
And 0 is 0.
0 is 0.
0, yeah, that is so true. On the other hand, what has been the biggest positive surprise or unexpected thing that has happened to you since you began your journey away from home?
Nothing.
Nothing has been a good surprise?
Nothing.
Okay, nothing.
Sorry.
No, it's okay, it's the truth.
Honest. Yeah, nothing. No. Just we are thinking that when our countries, the war will finish in our country, when there will be peace and when we have to go back.
Yeah.
Even my daughter, she's just 7 years old. When we were living in Afghanistan, she was not agreed to come. We have to tell her that we will go for a while there, we will see, maybe we will live there for 2 years, after 2 years we will come back. Nowadays she's asking me, Mom, you said 2 years, but it's more than 2 years, when we will go to Afghanistan.
Yeah.
However, here the environment is good for kids.
Yeah.
It's more peaceful, the school system, all these things are good, but still she's missing
Home. Yep. Who or what group has helped you out the most? It could be an individual, it could be a group.
Me, my husband, my daughter.
Okay.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah, that's
we were a client of an organization. I don't want to name that organization,
That's fine.
refugee
No.
organization. But on that time when we come here, the services were limited. The person who was in charge of our case, she was good. She was not bad, but not helpful for us. She placed her in a place, and we didn't know anyone till 2.5 months. Just me, my husband, my daughter.
Yeah.
Even she didn't tell us that there are other Afghan families.
Okay.
After 2.5 months, one night my husband told me that every Wednesday some people are gathering in this place. You should go check what's going on there. When I went there, I saw that there are a lot of other Afghan families. After that, we found people, friends, and connections. We faced a lot of problems at the beginning here. We had no car, no friend, no help. Just that organization was helping us with cash assistance monthly.
Yeah.
They were helping us, but nothing else. Just me and my husband, we went to the shops by walking. We walked about 40 minutes, 50 minutes to go to Walmart, buy the stuff, and bring the stuff back to home. Or sometimes we were using the bus. I won't forget that night that it was very cold. We went to Walmart from one side, from home to Walmart by bus. We bought our stuff, and when we came out, we were checking the bus time in our mobile. We said that, it's 20 minutes to the bus. We left Walmart and we were walking in the streets. When we arrived in that bus stop, the bus was leaving from other side. It left. And we had to leave 1 hour here on the cold weather. We have to wait for the other bus. And it was very cold. I have the back problem, so when I get cold, so I feel pain.
Worse. Yeah, no, it makes sense.
Yeah. On that time, I told my husband that please go home. He said whether we have to go by walking for 15 minutes or we have to wait for 1 other hour for bus. I said no, please go walking, and we went that night to home. So
wow.
I won't forget.
Wow. What is your biggest hope?
Peace in my country and being back home. Yes.
Definitely. All right, good. Is there anything else from your personal experience or something else that you feel like sharing that would help people understand better your situation, or something you would like to share from your experience altogether?
So I tell people that before they want to move someplace, they have to analyze that place before. They have to find a friend, someone who could help them there. In addition of the other organizations who are helping the refugees, they should find some people, at least someone to help them, to take them to the shopping, to take their kids to the school, to enroll them to schools, and these things. But I know people doesn't have any other choice. They have to move. They have to leave their countries because their life are in danger. So they have to move. No, I don't think I have more to say to them.
Okay, good. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time.
My pleasure.
I really do.
Sorry, I know that there are other families. Maybe they are happy. They are satisfied with the life here. But our experience is different.
No, your experience is your experience, and that it makes everything even not better, but your personal experience, I believe, creates a lattice that creates a story of the humanity and what's going on up there. So both positive and negative experiences are necessary, I think, for all of us to understand, and to be able to know what we need to help in, so.
And that's why I learned something, that I should help people. I should help refugees who are coming new here. And right now, I'm not in a
good position to help a lot of people, but whatever I can do, I'm doing.
Correct.
I'm doing, every person. When I come for interpretation here, when I see some people that needs maybe car, that needs to go to a hospital, I will do for them.
Yeah.
I'm doing. It makes me happy.
And in a very similar way, what you're doing is what I'm doing. Because of where I came from, because of what I have experienced, kind of being derooted from culture and replaced here in kind of different soil altogether and learning to grow here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of differences that we're able to see. We have a different perspective of the American reality. And I don't have much to give either, but because of the degree and because of what I've been able to accomplish with my own things here in the States, this is the way I can help. You know, bringing awareness to lots of people through art that discusses and to brings to the surface conversations that are hard to have, that puts people face to face with stories like yours, with artwork that is hard to see or to swallow in some ways, right? So that's what I'm trying to do, and if I'm able to change people, one person, two people, three people's minds, or create awareness of places like the Refugee Service of Texas, or the fact that we have a refugee population in Fort Worth, and how people can help, then I hope that I'm doing a little bit of work just kind of similar to what
Thank
you're
you
doing.
very much.